Okay, it is Saturday. I'm out and about. I'm driving through Topanga Canyon right now. Oh, I just passed, what is it? The Topanga Overlook, where it overlooks the valley. Topanga, I don't know what it's called. Topanga. At 29, the police came out there to try to harass me after Mike Huntley's death threats. We're using the system against you. I've given you enough rope to hang yourself with. And they came out here asking me if I had a knife on me, which was strange at 29. Sort of me starting to go into the state of what the fuck is going on? Why are these loony nut jobs following me around asking me about if I have a knife on me for going out to Topanga Canyon to kind of look out and get a good view after Mike Huntley's threatening my life with mass groups saying you're a dead man and we're going to rid you of the world, wondering what's going on. You sort of have to trace it back to the roots of my brother's pathological lying with my family to try to figure out how to lock me in mental institutions since a young child. Now, also, I'm driving through a canyon road, so that's probably a crime. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to tone down the sarcasm today. Obviously, it's hard to not be sarcastic when every time you blink or fart since 5 years old, you've committed a capital crime, and you have judicial systems with worldwide support hunting you down for the yawn crime, the wrong breastfeeding crime. You watched a horror movie at 16 or younger when your brother and his friends kept showing you horror movies. Not that it should matter either way. Also, I'm sort of committing another crime. My phone video camera is shooting Dutch right now, and what Dutch means is instead of a straight squared shot where everything is level to the horizon, you're at a crooked angle, and so they call that shooting Dutch. And unless I was given disinformation from 100 photographers, which is very possible in my life, and then of course sending Dutch women like Tracy Anna Koval after me by Tim Thompson. Anyways, without getting too sidetracked, I'm committing the Kevin's driving in a canyon crime, and according to DNC and the judicial system, I have driving and focus issues because they want to cover up all the things they've done to me on every level since a young child. Okay, so, also, today I am wearing my bullhide cowboy hat. Now, once again, buying hats is a crime, so I'm committing the wearing hat crime. Now, more importantly, not just have I committed a crime by buying a cowboy hat and other hats, because people don't wear hats, right? And so I need to be put in a mental institution for buying a hat, but also there's a little skull and crossbones on the front of the hat. And my father, Dr. Ronald Barry Perlman, flipped his lid because I bought this hat and it has a little skull on it. Okay, so you're saying to yourself, so why would anyone care that you have a hat that has a little skull on it, or it's a cowboy hat, or another thing, my father has gone apeshit ballistic with the LAPD, with Topanga LAPD. He's gone apeshit ballistic with the LAPD, Topanga Division, because I bought, for one of his, this was before 29, I didn't know he was saying this at that time, I bought him a watch for his birthday. So, note to people out there, if you're friends with Dr. Ronald Barry Perlman, my ex-father or whatever, don't buy the man a watch. Don't show him your watch. You will be hunted. You're a dead man. You think I'm joking. You think I'm being sarcastic about that one. I'm not. Ask Topanga Division about their watch commander harassments to me and things like that. The little cryptic terror messages, little cryptic schizo, we're trying to make you look crazy messages. Okay, so now I'm going through Topanga Canyon, I'm going to Malibu, and then I'm probably going to drive out to, I'm not sure where I'm going, to tell you the truth. I'm just driving around. I'm exercising my right to hop in a car and drive around from Burbank to Agora, to Oxnard, to Ventura, to San Diego, to Mexico, to Vegas. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It should matter. Now, I've been told that people are mad that I'm putting these videos up on YouTube. Okay, why? Why do they care? Why do they care that I'm putting videos of me, selfies, of me talking to myself, selfie videos of me talking to myself? Well, it sounds apeshit crazy or not, why do they care? If I am that crazy and you don't like me, don't watch the fucking videos. If I have something to say, you have a right to watch the videos if you want to, because I have the First Amendment, freedom of speech, to talk about my life, the videos, or make stupid jokes. Aren't I allowed to make stupid jokes? So, like, for example, some of my last sarcastic videos, I have the wig on, the fro wig, and I had a sombrero on, right? Oh, well, you're not allowed to make jokes. You're not allowed to express yourself or make jokes. You're not allowed to make sombrero jokes or fro jokes or jokes about, sarcastic jokes about things people have said about you that aren't true. You're not allowed to do that because you're a public nuisance. Well, isn't that on the lines with a father hunting you down, trying to eradicate you because there's a little skull here? Okay, on that note, what are they mad about? Every single shirt I've ever worn, they're mad about. Even if it's a solid green color or a solid black or a solid yellow or a solid red. Every pair of shoes I bought, they're mad about. Every hat I bought, they're mad about. Every internet nickname, they're mad about. Every computer name, they're mad about. Every server name when we had Signet services, they're mad about it, even though Mike Huntley came up with most of the names. And by the way, just for everyone's edification, when I asked Mike Huntley what I should name my laptop, he said call it Shadowcat. So when people are running around worldwide trying to kill me, because even though they shouldn't know this because that's a privacy violation, when they're trying to kill me saying you're crazy and your kind needs to be eradicated and locked in mental institutions or jail cells or killed, based on your laptop's name is, and you're violent paranoid schizo because your laptop is named Shadowcat, well, once again, Mike Huntley came up with that name. Okay, so, the same guy saying I've given you enough rope to hang yourself with, the same guy putting bullshit in contracts for strippers named Venice, who wanted me to go down to Bare Elegance to try to set me up, make it look like I'm stalking Jen Hess. All these things I'm not allowed to talk about. Why am I not allowed to talk about it? Because, one, it'll make the people hunting me down mad, and we don't want to do that. We don't want to upset your stalkers, because they have a right to live and I don't, right? Also, so they're trying to say that I have to tell the world I'm crazy or make me look crazy to cover up these things. Oh, wait. Isn't the judicial system about right and wrong? And if angry mobs get together, especially since a young age, to try to lock me away, aren't they committing the crime? Not Kevin, you're a public nuisance for defending yourself. What did Ron Perlman and Mike Huntley say? Kevin, you're not allowed to defend yourself, even with First Amendment freedom of speech. Okay, so the point is, it's unheard of, showing government agendas. Okay, so, my point is that right now they would say, well, Kevin, your mind's racing because you're not like, I'm driving, look left, look right, look left, look right, like I'm Kit, right? I'm Kit Knight Rider here. Okay, so, that's absurd. It's absurd. Right now they'll say, Kevin's a reckless driver because he's videoing himself while driving and talking. And I've actually gotten a lot of this weird shit from my family, like, what the fuck are you people even talking about? Are you even in? Did you ever make it past the 1800s and slavery or something? Right? Okay, so this is like 2018 or 19, and we have wireless internet, and we have polygon graphics, and we have GPU processing with basic level neural networks now, and you're talking about shit about, are you talking on the phone while driving? now Dincy and crew are going to follow you from place to place, trying to arrest you and plant things on you and plant 357s in your house and all sorts of freaky shit like that, right? Because I spoke to someone on a phone while driving? Well, the entire world speaks to people on the phone while driving. Although they did pass a California law saying you can't put the phone up to your ear, and that probably never even happens. So probably nobody ever gets those infractions. But the point is that you are allowed to talk to people on the phone on speaker, and these aren't the types of thing, and 90% of the world does, and they're not being hunted and followed by the LAPD from place to place and on video doing it. Okay, so the next thing they're going to say, see, I've toned down my sarcasm because I don't want to commit the sarcasm crime. Okay, so to be put in a mental institution for the crazy sarcasm crime. So hence you can see why they're running around spazzing out when I joke around with clown noses or wigs or this or that, and I'm crazy, I need to be put in mental institutions, is just all a cover-up with their daily changing arguments to get what they've wanted since I was 5 years old. Okay, so they're angry at me that I'm putting up these YouTubes. They're angry at me that I have counter-arguments to their lies and propaganda to an entire planet. Okay, well, first of all, it's illegal to violate someone's privacy and spew out endless lies about them, known as defamation, slander, libel, and in this case, criminal intent to torture, kill, eradicate, lock away, get me to kill myself, or put me in mental institutions and things, or jail cells. Okay, so what they're doing are criminal activities, even though it's split civil and criminal. The premeditated intent is criminal. Okay, so now we're gonna drive all over. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just gonna kind of exercise my right to be out and be healthy. They're not gonna like that, and so they're gonna tell the world, Kevin's mind is racing. Kevin's mind is racing and he can't focus and he's not going to one destination. Well, I've never seen a law, or even in the psychology community, anything that says when you leave your house you have to go from point A to point B. Ever. Ever. Nobody cares. Nobody cares if you go from point A to B. Nobody cares if you leave Golden State Sports Medical and stop at Barclays Coffee and chill out after work and relax to get coffee. Well, you're getting death threats, no relaxing for you, nigger, and things like that, 100 other things like that, and all sorts of things like this on video as well that I'm not allowed to tell anyone. Kevin, you're not allowed to go from point A, you're not allowed to veer off from point A to point B. Well, wait, did I miss something? Everyone veers off from point A to point B, and the entire reason they're doing it is to try to make me look crazy by talking about it. So if I go to point A to point Z and every letter in between on a single day, that's my prerogative. The psychology community should not give a shit. The police should not give a shit. This is my privacy. If I want to go to more than one coffee shop per day, or I go to a coffee shop, I go out, get lunch, come back, or whatever, these are not things people care about unless they want you dead and gone and they're making up lame excuses and trying to make you look crazy while doing it. Okay, so once again, I've toned down the sarcasm, but I will give you a little more. We're shooting Dutch here, so I've just committed the sarcasm crime because all the women on the internet, when they put their watermark on, they put it crooked because they've seen some of my art and the CG lens is Dutch. It's not perfectly straight. Now the police are probably running around saying this guy's crazy because every piece of photography or artwork, the lens isn't stationary, isn't perfectly horizontal to the horizon of the image. Right? Now you're going to say that's fucking insane. Who would care? Look, you look at someone's artwork, you like it or you don't like it, and if you don't like it, you move on. If you like it, you show your friends or whatever, and you talk about it. Or maybe you talk about it in a little bit negative way. I don't like it because of this. But to throw schizo labels in every piece of artwork I've ever created and then contact the entire entertainment industry and have them try to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo, kind of like when Brian Longbotham was asking me to do that thing for Wes Craven. What was it? He wanted me to put the O.J. Simpson Jeep fleeing the scene on the pilot Hollywood by Wes Craven, where Wes Craven was the producer. And remember, I have the backstage passes, so when they're going to say I'm crazy and I conform to media and I think I worked at Universal Studios, I have all the frickin' the pass, the parking lot pass for the back lot and all that. Okay, and now people are going to get angry, saying, Kevin, you're stirring up shit by talking about the fact that Brian Longbotham told you that Wes Craven wanted this. You did it for him, and then he said Kevin's fucking with Wes Craven, turned the entire entertainment industry and world against Kevin Perlman to have him killed, locked away, put in jail, whatever. Well, Kevin, you're stirring up shit and you're a public nuisance for stating the counter-argument. What was that? Oh, did I just hear an echo? Dr. Ronald Barry Perlman? Kevin, you're not allowed to defend yourself? Okay? You understand? Okay. So, nobody would tell you that, especially crooked lawyers in the courtroom, saying you're not allowed to defend yourself, and I refuse to do an honest self-defense argument, and all the video proof you have of you being attacked and these things being done to you is inadmissible as evidence in self-defense, and I want to try to make you look crazy and leave out who you are, leave out your college education, leave out all the jobs at Universal Studios, Modern Video Film, your own company, computer animation, visual effects, internet host provider, 14 years of IT server builds, software builds, whatever. We're trying to make you look crazy, and like, we're trying to either make you look like a criminal or are you crazy to lock you away in a cage. But there's no actual reason why other than someone hates my guts and they want to lock me away and rid me of the world. Okay? Now, the judicial system is following me around since 5 years old. You farted wrong. You blinked wrong. You peeled out in your car when you were 16. You burped wrong. You failed a vocabulary test. Hell, maybe I even cheated on a vocabulary test. I don't know. Things that nobody fucking cares about. Right? I'm 47 years old. Worldwide. We're going to try to make this guy look crazy. He can't wear hats. He can't buy hats. He can't buy jeans. He can't buy slacks. He can't buy long socks. He can't buy short socks. He can't buy running shoes. He can't buy tennis shoes. He can't buy Dockers. He can't buy... Everything is a crime. You think that's a little strange? Okay. So, I guess I'll keep this one short. My point is today, I'm exercising my right to be out of my Maggie cage, which my father likes to lock dogs in cages and put shock collars on Rhoda, his Rhodesian Ridgeback, and then do it to me. Why? I can't really understand why someone would want to be a abusive, miserable, emotional blackmailing murderer that does horrible things to their children or whatever, and then say you never tell anyone, even before you ever knew what you were telling them. With people like Patty Guggen running around the office saying, we thought you knew. And me going, what? I thought you knew that you're crazy psychotic murderers that want me dead and keep reeling me in closer and closer to you. Trying to get me into your office. Trying to get me back from college. Okay, so, and on a side note with Patty Guggen, my father's scams, how they played this game, how I supposedly stole... I haven't heard this sentence directly, but what they did was, my father comes up and he says, Patty Guggen stole the medication out of my office. We have video. Kevin, watch this video. Why do they want me to see the video? I don't know. Does that look like Patty Guggen? And I'm like, I can't tell you. It's a person with a hood on. And after this, my father calls the police supposedly on Patty Guggen, and Patty Guggen quits, and that's it. And first of all, my father can't understand, even though I think the whole thing was staged, my father can't understand why Patty Guggen would be mad at him for calling the police on her and her not coming back to work. He can't understand that. He's insane. Okay, now I can't tell you if she did it or didn't do anything, but I'm just telling you the dynamics. If someone calls the cops on you, you're not going to be... You don't trust them anymore. Okay? If you're innocent, you don't trust them anymore, and whatever. We can go and do a myriad things if you're guilty. Now, this is where things get strange. Right after that, people show up at all coffee shops wherever I go wearing hoods on, and they're starting it back up again with hints that I stole my father's medication, and they're trying to make me look like a violent paranoid schizo by paying off people like Terrence Scroggins, Bailey Bernard, and Sean Dinsey, lead officer Sean Dinsey, to falsify all these statements. Now, I'm not allowed to state this on video because the judicial system gets really mad about that. Why? Why am I not allowed to state the truth on video? Especially if nobody wants to come up and say this is wrong. Why am I not allowed to defend myself with the First Amendment freedom of speech? Why? The only answer you're going to get from that why is I hate Kevin, I want to kill him. We're criminal liars that are hunting Kevin down to kill him. That's the only answer you're going to get. There is no legit answer to that question other than we want Kevin dead and gone. And if you're hunting me down illegally with every resource since 5 years old, there is no judicial argument. There's just a criminal argument that we hate this guy's guts and we want him dead and gone, or he knows too much or something like that. Okay, so once again, I have toned down my sarcasm crime. Everyone is mad about that because I'm changing my behavior and I don't have OCD, which is one of the hundreds of psychological bullshit labels. Aside from the Kevin's a violent paranoid schizo at 5 years old for some reason, we need to eradicate him. The name of control or government flagging and eradication operations, I can't tell you based on what would be on a piece of paper, but I can tell you based on what I've now witnessed for 18/42 years of the government and police telling my teachers like Mr. Quigley to punch students, which didn't work, and telling Miss Tunick, showing us things like Clockwork Orange in our English class. And I can't tell you that one for sure, but that seems a little strange that Miss Tunick would want their kids to read violent books like that. That's very strange. And also, what was his name? My auto shop teacher, Mr. Maybe it'll come back to me. My auto shop teacher wanting us to write our obituaries about myself, or the class writing obituaries about ourselves. And I wrote an obituary, kind of a comical, the Naked Gun obituary. And they got really mad. My mom got mad, and they got mad that I'm running a comical obituary. And my mom's asking me, like, why are you writing your obituary? But it's an assignment from Mr. Jesus, what was his name? He drove an orange 68 Camaro, Mr. auto shop teacher in like 9th or 10th grade or 11th grade English teacher. If it comes back to me, I'll remember, but I'm sure people like Damon Riggins and Paul Humphrey and Tom Varley and Craig Diamond damn well know who I'm talking about because they were involved in all sorts of frame job operations with him. Okay, it'll come back to me maybe when my mind relaxes, but remember, I'm not allowed to relax, and I'm not allowed to state the N-word. I'm not allowed to state the N-word, or I'll be spanked in jail for the rest of my life. This N-word is not allowed to relax. I wonder why that is, because maybe my mind will start thinking straight based on things done to me. Oh, that's really bothering me. What was his name? Whatever, the auto shop teacher and English teacher with the red-orange convertible 68 Camaro who snapped the head bolt because he didn't know the right torquage on the head bolt snapping, on the head bolt torquing. And I told him the right torquage and he ignored me or whatever, and he probably got mad about that. Let's rid Kevin of the world. Okay, so I will end it here, and you get the idea that all these people and the police and government and judicial system and my family probably are going to say that I'm fucking with everyone for driving around to random locations, not knowing one person and being attacked by each one verbally, and so I'm fucking with them because they don't like the fact that I'm telling people everything you've been told is about me is lies. Mr. Baylor! Mr. Baylor! Hey, interesting. Mr. Baylor, we keep throwing Kevin in jail. Mr. Baylor, we keep throwing Kevin in jail. Mr. Baylor, we keep throwing Kevin in jail. Interesting! Okay, so I'm not allowed to state these things because they sound crazy, so how dare I need to be locked in a mental institution. Okay, Mr. Baylor, Mr. Baylor, you know what you're involved in. You know what you did. Mr. Quigley, you know what you're involved in. You know what you did. Ms. Tunick, you know what you're involved in. You know what you did. Tom Varley, Craig Diamond, all of you. You're all conspiring fucktards who label children and go after them and basically mentally child molest them and do horrible things to them. Highly illegal. Okay, so anyways, I know I'm not allowed to defend myself and have counter arguments based on the worldwide lies, smears, defamation, secret propaganda to have me hunted and eradicated. Wait, I'm out here in Malibu where Brian Longbottom was working on me with the paparazzi scam, having Tia Leone and Martin Sheen come down and say, Kevin, take their picture, and then hunting me down with worldwide support in the entertainment industry to eradicate me for taking a picture of a famous actor in public. Wait a minute. Don't these actors want their pictures taken, and aren't they like public domain and public images that want their pictures taken? But I took one of their pictures. I need to be hunted down and exterminated and killed with Brian Longbottom. That's pretty strange. So Tia and Leone, Martin Sheen, I just passed that shopping center with a Starbucks in Malibu where Brian Longbottom is being paid to have me hunted, killed, eradicated, locked in jail cells or mental institutions, as well as Brian Weaver at 16, working with Pineapple Joe from Hawaii Racing, who put nitrous on his Chevelle, blew up the engine so he could tell his daddy to buy him a 454 hot-rodded engine, and then coming after me for learning how to build car engines on my own and doing it in my garage with the little money I had. And then my father making up lies that I stole $10,000 from him because my daddy, Dr. Ronald Barry Perlman, didn't want his son building cars. Because I'm an out-of-control monster who did absolutely nothing wrong. But be innovative and buy books on how to learn and do things myself. I mean, how dare I? That's like trying to hunt down Doogie Howser and kill him. Okay, so anyways, saying you're a monster, Doogie Howser, even though we all know Doogie Howser is a fictional character. Okay, so anyways, I'm going to end it here. I'm going to drive randomly all across Southern California, Redondo, Newport. I'm going to drive randomly. The judicial system and my family are going to say that my mind's racing and I'm crazy for not doing what I'm told and leaving my house because I need to stay in my 42-year Maggie cage, or I'm a public nuisance to the world for my breathing, this hat that nobody would care about, these jeans that nobody would care about, this t-shirt. Oh, wait, the t-shirt does say Kevin Perlman Target on it, so now I'm ruining everyone's life. But it wouldn't matter if the t-shirt said Kevin Perlman Target with my website saying this is the truth, or it was a plain black t-shirt. They would have a 10-minute fabricated cover-up argument as to why I need to be locked away in jail and mental institutions or hunted and killed. And now I'm committing the non-focus blurry crime. So I will end this 28-minute rhetoric, if that's what you want to call it, and if you want to try to call it Kevin's Mind is Racing as a cover-up, to state the obvious truth that people don't want me talking about, I will stop it here, and I'm going to have more to say about everything.